grabbing the 50% is still going to grab the 30%. So why not make it 30%? And maybe they've done the research to find out where the tipping point is.
Yeah, so I think you're right, Jim. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference on the demand side of things.
I don't even think I'll get down there in time.
Discounts will continue to look for discounts.
Two ways
so I don't think that's going to change, but it's the amount. I mean, if you actually are looking at a piece of meat that's $20, 20% is $4. It adds up.
I got fucking snows.
Here. You can offset the impact of inflation.
I probably don't have winter washer fluid in my thing.
How does this compare about what other major, I don't want to put you on the spot,
this is a major storm.
I got other major grocers are doing, whether it's Walmart, Sobeys chains, or Metro?
It never focuses. The autofocus on iPhone is so bad. It's like guaranteed going to autofocus on the glare of the glass.
Sales and discounts. But
whoa, this is bad. This is really bad.
That concerned me a little bit.
Driving in this.
They do claim that they decided to
but the highways are never
3% policy to align themselves with the competition.
Let me grow on my left. I got snow tires.
And so that's, I mean, to me, if this is not collusion or trying to benchmark...
oh man, I'm in the slush lane. Get out of here.
I mean, that's not how you compete. I mean,
it's not scary. It's just like
looking at your neighbor and
you need so much more space and snow. And I'm in a rear-wheel drive sports coupe. Like, this is not what you're supposed to do. Don't do this. If you're home, don't leave your house.
They said the bad part out
loud. This shit is bad.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's not good news. It doesn't smell good at all. I felt uneasy about
shit, I got
the
fucking
whole
low power
thing
mode
for consumers, but Lowlight's response was actually even worse. It just made it much worse.
I should have known that would just set my battery.
I understand the Lowlight is a store, but also does this reflect their decision on all of their brands? There's no frills, like no frills is going to be going to 30% and we'll go to 50%, and other the Superstore, that kind of stuff.
My understanding is that the policy would include Zers, Portino's, many banners owned by Longos.
Which actually is kind of fun.
I'm not sure about Longos or Farm Boy. They seem to have their separate strategy when it comes to pricing, but generally speaking, I think it's as of Sunday, you're not going to see anything that is just kind of 50%. And to be honest, when you actually look at the periphery of the store with all the fresh stuff and baked goods, meat products, you're talking about a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, if we're correct that you would do this because if I'm a business person and I know the person buying it at 50% is still going to buy it at 30%, so why not put it at 30%? But if that isn't true,
I hate when people do this shit. Like, I don't want to fucking stop short because of your bitch ass.
I will look at the best before date, and if it's a day after or 2 days after, I will still cook it up. It might mean that I might make it, anyway, that's what's heartbreaking to me, whether we're in these inflation times or whether it was 5 years ago, the fact that there is so much waste and that this could mean more waste.
And there's actually highway traffic? Holy shit.
Where we are right now.
That's crazy.
I'm not sure it's going to actually create more waste, to be honest, Jim, because you do have a lot of apps out there. This is my guess. My guess is that there is a bit of a play between grocers right now and food rescuing apps like Flash Food, Food Hero, Too Good To Go. I mean, they're out there giving some major discounts, and some of them are actually at 50% and more. So I suspect that they may actually reroute some of these products towards some of these apps, and some of these apps actually have deals with grocers, including Loblaws. So I suspect that there's some of that going on too. So we're talking about the food rescuing market that is being perhaps occupied a little bit more by the apps more so than grocers.
Yeah. What's the name of those apps, and can anybody use them?
Yeah, absolutely. You and I can use them.
This is weird fucking weather.
Depends where you shop. But most grocers actually have a deal with an app that is well known, and you have access to them to do. It's a little bit more work. You have to go online and look for some discounted products. But it's the same concept. Last day sale, 30, and sometimes up to 70%. So these are good deals. People looking to save money at the grocery store should look at those apps.
All right, sounds great. Sylvain, have a great weekend, and again, thank you very much for your input.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
That's Sylvain Charlebois. He is a food professor. He, on that story, a lot of people were noticing it. I think I noticed it. Again, it's one of these things where they say, hey, if you want to save money, go do your grocery shopping each and every day.
Stop putting slush in my lane, you fuck.
You get savings because you get the label that says enjoy tonight or 50% off. Straight ahead on the iHeart Talk radio network, we talked with some of the people behind the protests in your city, people who are protesting the war in Gaza. So they're basically protesting Israel. What do they have to say? That in one city, in Toronto, they've been told to keep off of an overpass that leads to a Jewish community. That is on the way. This is News Talk Tonight. Let's find out about the weather that we're going to have over the next little while here on the iHeart Talk radio network.
You're listening to Stormwatch for your Ontario Subaru dealers on News Talk 1010. It is a snowy and slow drive as you make your way in and around the city on the 427 northbound Collector-Rand at Eglinton. All lanes are closed there because of a collision. And on the 401 westbound and the express at the 404, a collision is blocking the right lane. But the collision westbound and the express at Dufferin has been cleared. Over to the 410, the southbound ramp at the westbound 401 is closed because of another collision. And northbound at Derry, that crash is still blocking the HOV and left lane. In town, Ranley Avenue from Mount Pleasant to Yonge Street is closed east and westbound because of a police investigation. A winter weather advisory is in effect this evening and is impacting your drive. A major weather system is moving across the GTA, bringing up to 5 to 10 centimeters of snow in some areas and 2 to 5 centimeters per hour at some points. Strong wind gusts could significantly reduce visibility in the blowing snow, and the snow will transition to rain overnight, but it is 1 degree, feels like -7. Tonight's bottom max jackpot is an estimated $60 million, plus an estimated 6 max millions. Buy tickets in-store or at olg.ca. Play responsibly, 18+. With your time saver traffic, I'm Christina Gallo.
It's only third line? What the fuck?
On News Talk 1010 Toronto.
Be careful out there. Be as careful as Frank Leon Associates are with your biggest investment. Jessica was really excited, wanted to get out of the house and buy her first condo. She fell in love with one place, and then Frank Leon Associates did the research and found out, hey, just because there's somebody who's renting in that unit and probably isn't going to get out. Heartbreaking as it was, they said, you got to keep on looking. Then she found another place, or they found another place that just to love, and there was an $11 million assessment against the building, so another financial hurdle that she wouldn't want. They kept on looking, and finally Jessica found places she loved the most. They bought it, and bam, there you go. She's happily ever after and avoids 2 potential financial disasters. We talk a lot about selling with Frank Leon Associates, but also buying Frank Leon Associates to make sure they know where all those landmines are. So trust the people that I would trust with my biggest investment. Trust Frank Leo and Associates, the #1 RE/MAX team in Toronto and the entire GTA. And again, the only team that I would recommend. So go to getleo.com. That's getleo.com or call 416-917-LION and start packing with confidence.
When a cop loses their sidekick, it gains a partner he didn't expect to have. Now, can they work together?
Whoa, bro. Motherfuckers are unfair. What the fuck are you doing?
In today's volatile market, having an investment strategy you can trust is essential. When it comes to your money, knowledge...
Fuck you!
Get the advice you need from Alan Cameron on the Sunday Money Show. Alan Cameron has the experience and expertise to help you navigate the growing spectrum of investment options. Stocks or RSPs, gold or real estate, Bitcoin or vaccines. What's best for you? Visit AlanCameron.com and hear Alan on the Sunday Money Show, Sunday at 2 p.m. on News Talk 1010. How to fix broken furnace. What's a heat exchanger?
You might not know how to fix a furnace, but we do. We're Reliance Home Comfort, and we'll take your call 24/7. And if you need a new one, ask us about our next day or we pay installation guarantee. And right now, pay no interest for 12 months on a featured furnace. So if you need help fast, Financing only. See for a 12-month term with no interest accrued. Conditions apply. See website for details. When you give blood or plasma through Canadian Blood Services, you're not just helping someone. You're helping someone be there for their family. Give back to their community.
All right, get out of the fucking movement.
Maybe even change the world. Because when you donate blood or plasma through Canadian Blood Services, you don't just help save lives. You change so many more. You don't just make a difference. You make all the difference. Join Canada's Lifeline and book now at blood.ca.
Get outside and make the most of winter. Skiing, skating, tobogganing, and after those fun-filled winter days, warm up with a hearty meal. Visit Bruno's Fine Foods and stock up on the finest ingredients, including Bruno's quality meat. For big batch meals...
Oh, fuck you!
Don't have time to cook. Bruno's Fine Foods. Because behind
fuck are you doing?
really is a Bruno. Shop one of Bruno's 4 locations today or online at brunosfinefoods.ca. When you worry about how much someone drinks, you feel neglected or unloved. If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon analyses and help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help. Welcome back to News Talk Tonight with Jim Richards on the
I had turned around right away.
Network.
And it's not even just like, dude, this isn't like the kind of snow that I was like, I can't drive in this. I was driving in this. Like in this, I would drive. And the second it gets worse than this, if I can't see black on the highway, I turned around. That's pretty much how it went. The second I get on the highway, if I don't see black road at all, I can't try that out the highway. Yeah, but it's kind of different, man.
There have been protests against what Israel has done, taken action after October the 7th, the war, the destruction. 23,000 people in Gaza now dead, and there people have said, wait a second, the police are carrying coffee to Palestinian protesters. They stand by while one person in the Eaton Center is threatening to kill someone, and they don't do anything. And it sounds like to a lot of our listeners right now, but I get it, that you think that we've had a different narrative, that the police haven't been doing their job in upholding the law.
Yeah, well, I would also remind folks of the moment in time in which the police took a knee to somebody's neck after brutally beating them and having constrained all 4 of their limbs. I think it's really important to look at the full picture and the full
picture of how black people are treated.
Dehumanization. The arrests that have taken place at the hands of the Toronto police have involved raiding people's home, which is an excess of violence at the hands of the Toronto police. I think to say that the Toronto police has exercised. I think a lot of people. I think in a community. I think in a community where Delhi has been burnt and businesses have been targeted, owned by Jewish people, that people have a hard time believing. And listen, I think it's tough in both communities that they've been targeted by extremists in both communities. But I don't know that we can sit here and say that the Jewish community hasn't been targeted.
Oh shit.
I'm not. I would.
Oh fuck you! You're not that much of a fucking hurry, you bitch.
Not being targeted, and that anti-Semitism is not an issue. However, I think there is an issue when you're conflating anti-Semitism with critiques of the state of Israel. No state can represent a faith or a religion, and therefore critiquing the actions of a government is something that people should have the right to do and should be able to do. People coming out against the genocide and saying that the Canadian state's complicity is a problem here. People coming out to say that the Toronto police
I'm up against it. We've got hard outs. I do appreciate you coming on. I hope you come on again in the future. We have 10-minute segments, so we're not rushing you off because we don't agree with you. I really am appreciative of your time. Thank you very much. Dahlia is with the Palestinian Youth Movement. I'm Jim Richards. Let's find out how the weather is and how it'll be tomorrow here on the iHeart Talk Radio Network.
Storm watch continues for your Ontario Subaru dealers. on News Talk 1010. It will be a snowy and slow drive as you make your way in and around the city. We have a collision on the northbound 427 collector ramp at Eglinton that has closed all lanes, and on the 410 southbound ramp at the 401 west, all lanes are closed there as well because of the crash. And on the 401 westbound in the express at the 404, the right lane is blocked because of a collision, and eastbound on Highway 427, watch out for a stalled vehicle in the left lane. A winter weather